Hello, everyone. I am super excited. Okay, super excited to bring to you who I have today, the queen of social media herself, Rachel Pedersen. If you don't, I don't know how you don't know about her, but just in case you don't, she is a top social media marketer and consultant, a worldwide viral sensation, the founder and CEO of Social Media United, the Social Click Mentorship, and the Viral Touch agency. Okay, but that's just the bio. What you need to know about Rachel is that she is one of the most authentic social media marketers, female social media marketers that I have seen in a long time. And I cannot wait to share with you guys all about Rachel Pedersen. So, hey, Rachel, how are you?
I am so good. And I'm going to do two things. One,
Yes.
can you remind me how to pronounce your name? And I'm going to write it down so I never mispronounce it again.
Right, because this is the second time, guys.
I know. And then I'm going to tell
It's
you how to pronounce my name. So it's
right. It's Nyala. Nyala.
Nyala.
There you
Okay.
go. There you go.
And then that way I'll never mispronounce it. And then my last name is pronounced Pedersen. So
Pedersen.
Rachel Pedersen, like Rachel peed her pants. Got you. We are
So
good.
how are you doing today?
That is a loaded question, isn't it always? Today I am so good. I've had good rest.
Yeah.
I have great doctors and therapists, and I am medicated. So Xanax keeps me from crying unless we talk about certain topics, and then it breaks through.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you look relaxed, right? So
I feel
that's good.
relaxed.
Yeah. So today, guys, we're gonna be talking about using TikTok to grow your coaching and consulting businesses.
Mm.
But you guys have to understand when you get Rachel, you can't just only talk about TikTok, okay? You cannot. So I don't even want to start there. I want to start with most recent. Most recent, there has been some changes in your life, and you have been so open about it. So do you want to start there?
Yep, I'll do the short version and then we can expand on anything we need to. So, I was raised the daughter of a pastor and a worship leader. And unfortunately, at the age of 5 years old, my mother determined that I was a threat to her safety, or, well, I was a talker and a truth teller and a giver.
Yeah.
And so things changed. I will not share anything I don't have receipts of, but my goal is not to burn my mother. My goal is just to tell my story.
Yeah.
And so for 28 years, I had to learn how to become a fighter. But my heart is give, love, take care of people, play. And so my kids get Rachel, but the world gets Rachel Pedersen, and then Rachel's sprinkled into it. So that's kind of a really funny way to put it. But I recently, people think I broke down, but the truth is I was breaking down for 28 years and I'm breaking through now. And it's the most beautiful thing ever because Rachel is coming back. Finally, she feels safe to come back.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm so happy that you said that, because I think that even in the last 2 years, there are so many people who are going through things, and they're trying to grow a business in the public eye. The social media is the public eye. And I know for you, this is something that you face
Every day.
every day, every day.
And it's hard because I don't want to hide, because that's what I was taught, is hide the mess. So like, screaming, punching walls, getting kicked, punched, slapped, and then you better smile on stage and tell everyone that we're good parents. Like it was really, really, really hard. And so I've been very, very open about things to the point where people are like, girl, you're destroying your brand. What are you doing? And I'm like, let it burn. Let it burn, because what's coming next is so much bigger and so much more important, because people need, I know how many people even listening to this are probably like already crying and being like, oh shoot, I thought this was going to be like a fun TikTok interview. But it's okay. But here's the thing I want to share. There's a time for building and protecting and fighting. And then there's a time for burning it to the ground and being a phoenix and rising and healing. And so I had to build, because when I was 5 years old, no one listened. So I learned to become a marketer so that people would listen.
Yeah.
I didn't, I wasn't believed by police or by church leaders. So I learned how to study psychology and communication. And I learned that if you don't have money, you can't fix things, you can't break, you can't break down. So I learned how to make money. And then I also learned you can't change systems if you don't have connections in a platform. So I built all those things for 7 years, and my soul is tired, but simultaneously it's resting.
Yeah, I totally understand. So, bringing up, since you bring up, the
Yeah.
business and, working so hard for 7 years, what are some ways that you unplug when you are going through these seasons?
So normally outside of this season, because this
Yeah,
is a very weird season,
very different. Yeah.
yep, and we'll talk about each of them. Normally, my kids are my safe place. Paul and my kids are my safe place. They get Rachel. So I cook meals from scratch. I'm an amazing cook. We dance, we play, we do no electronics. We have scooters. So we go on like the really good ones, the
Yeah.
fast
Yes.
and all we have 3 kids. They're
Mhm.
almost 12,
Mhm.
8, and 4.5. The 4.5 is really important. He wants you to know he is not 4, he's 4.5.
Right.
And we have 3 strong children who are
Mhm.
comfortable to be who they are. So we scoot, and Dom rides on the scoot with me with helmet, knee pads, everything. But like we teach our kids how to scoot because that's how you travel in other countries,
Yeah.
like France and Spain, and we want to prepare them for the world and life.
Right.
So I play and I read and I watch the same couple of movies and TV shows over and over and over again, and I write poetry.
Mhm.
That's how I unplug. And I go
Right.
with friends where we don't, a huge red flag. I was burned by a very, well, I don't even want to say a very popular marketer because she's not that popular, but
Mhm.
she pretended to be my best friend for years just to ride my coattails and get on my stages, and then burned me with my secrets on live streams. And my favorite thing in the world is the friends who don't even need to take a picture or tag me. I'm the one who does it. And they don't care if we just sit and laugh and cry and tell stupid jokes and order Taco Bell, and they don't care about my money or who Rachel Pedersen is for a single second. But then I get to invite them onto my stage and honor them because they deserve it. That's
Yeah.
the normal go-to. That being said, how I
Mhm.
checked out this time was
Yeah.
a slow breakdown where my motor skills started shutting down, and that's when I knew it was time. And I
Yeah.
couldn't sleep and I couldn't eat, and I started looking really sick, and my family got scared, and I
Yeah.
ran to my dad and my husband. My dad's an intensive care unit nurse now. So I
Oh.
ran to them and I screamed in a voice that they had never heard, help, help, check me in, sedate me. I'm going to die. I'm so scared. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. And they were freaked out because they had never seen me
Never
like that
seen it
before.
that right. Mhm.
And they had never seen anything even close from me. So I voluntarily went into a psych ward. And in case anyone's like, "Oh, I'm going to do that," I'm going to tell
Right.
you, don't do that if you don't know how to advocate for yourself. And don't do that if you haven't studied psych wards before, because if you go in not crazy and just want sleep, you will leave crazy. So a better
Mhm.
thing to do is to go to a hotel with a nurse, like hire a nurse and have the nurse just give you some grippy socks, and maybe even a psychiatrist to come give you some medications, and watch your favorite TV shows and your favorite movies because it's safer than psych wards, especially for marginalized people.
Okay, that's good. So, all right. So you tell me what you do personally. So, what do you do with the business? Like, what do business? And I asked this question before we hit live, and we started recording this. I shared with you that I got diagnosed with cancer after the world shut down, and so a lot of people was following my journey, Rachel, and they just kept asking, "Well, how are you still showing up even though I was in treatment every day?" And I think that a lot of business owners feel tied down to the business. So when life happens or they want to take a break or spend time with the kids, they don't have the necessary things in place to be able to do that. So what would you tell those people?
This is twofold. Isn't everything in life so complicated?
Yes.
There's nuance to everything. And so, well, I have love-hate relationship with TikTok, but it's back to love again because people will make snap judgments of who you are from 15 or 60 seconds. And it really and truly takes like sitting down and heart to hearts and writing books and documentaries
Right.
and all of that to fully explain who you are. And it still doesn't even explain who you are because life is so complicated.
Yeah.
Business, simultaneously, you can feel stuck, but it also can feel easy compared to personal life. And so sometimes when we go through really hard things, business is an escape because it's
Yeah.
awesome. But where I felt tied down was the comments, because as I've been going through these last few months, I have been attacked on a level
So
that I
much.
never expected,
Yeah.
especially on my personal Facebook profile. And so it's been really, really tough. But I finally this week released control of comments. So I never have to read a comment again. But my
Okay.
team is going to pass along anything that's for accountability in case I'm fucking up. Oh,
Mhm.
sorry. In
Okay.
case I'm messing up or I'm
Mhm.
being privileged or stupid or irresponsible.
Right.
The team, everything is being passed to them and through them for
Okay.
all my socials so that they can just double check, make sure I'm not
Filter.
messing up.
Yeah.
And then they're going to pass back to me the good comments so that I can read those while I sit in bed and watch my favorite TV shows.
Oh, that's good. I would have never thought of that. That's good. That was actually one of my next questions, which was with all the changes in your life, how are you dealing with the adversity? So you spoke about your team. So what is your team like?
Okay, so the first person on my team is my husband, Paul. And my husband, Paul, is a protector, defender, challenger, and fighter. And he is fiercely protective of me. He is a first generation immigrant from Honduras, and
Oh.
Spanish is actually his first language, but
Mhm.
you would never know it. Like he has a flawless English accent, but I'm actually fluent in Spanish.
Oh,
So
okay.
we can flip into it whenever we want. And we're finally teaching the kids about Spanish. Um,
Okay.
he was a little resistant towards it for his own reasons, but
Yeah.
now we're learning it. And I even have clients in Spain where Spanish is their first language, and I can lead meetings in Spanish fully, which is pretty
Wow.
cool. And marketing is hard because, like, instead of saying copy, they say copy. So, like, some words you can't translate well in
Right.
a specialty. So that's the hardest thing. It's the last thing you learn is specialization words.
Mhm.
Um, the second person is Kellyanne.
Okay.
Kellyanne is this four. Oh, go ahead.
No, Kellyanne, I believe is who was emailing with my team. That's your, okay, go ahead.
She's a perfectionist and a fighter. And she was my sister's best friend growing up, my youngest sister's best friend growing up. So we have been friends for 14 years. And
Okay.
she's my executive assistant and she protects me. She is my gatekeeper and she is a CEO in training for when I'm ready to step away from the company and move into bigger things. And by bigger things, I mean things that reach more people.
Yeah.
Um, like books, production company,
Yeah.
and music. And all of these are
Music.
in the works, which is really exciting. And there's part of me that wants to cry, but you can see the Xanax blocks it. So I'm so excited because I finally feel free.
Oh,
So she's going to step in as CEO and run this company because we're on our
okay.
trajectory towards an 8-figure company now. And I have to step away and then I'll just be available for 1 hour a day for her questions
Yeah.
because she is only 25 and she's 4'11".
Wow.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
I have Tom. Tom's from Canada. Tom and his wife, Jess. Jess pops in for occasional stuff because she knows me well. She was actually a team member who knew what I was going through and she was trying to fight for me, but I was fighting her. And so I fired her and now she's back in the company, which is amazing. So Tom and Jess are a powerhouse husband-wife couple. They do funnels and now she's stepping in for some copy help because I get really tired sometimes. He does my funnels and my Facebook ads, and he rocks them both. And she also helps spread stuff on social.
Okay.
Audrey is my integrator. Audrey is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful person. And when I say someone's beautiful, I'm talking about their heart, because I think that people's faces show how beautiful their heart is.
Yes.
And so when I say someone's beautiful, I'm talking about their heart, that because I see it. And when I say someone is ugly, I am never talking about their face. I'm talking about what I see.
Yeah.
She is so beautiful inside and out. And she has been whipping things into shape and implementing things that I've been meaning to implement for years. She put us onto EOS, which is an operating system.
Yeah.
And she's got us running like clockwork. It's beautiful. And
Wow.
then this is just the core team. We have Antonio. Now, this is really wild and serendipitous and something that only God could have orchestrated. So Antonio was in my dad's youth group.
Oh, okay.
And Antonio and his wife, before they were even married, babysat me. But now this is where it gets trippy. Antonio is Paul's cousin. And I never met Paul until 13 days before I
Oh,
married Paul, but we
wow.
were at all the same events. We just never saw each other. There were blinders
Such
up.
a similar story to my husband and I.
For real? I want to hear it.
So when I met my husband, I was the owner of a hair salon at my hair salon.
Get out. I'm a former hairstylist and I specialized in color, extensions, and natural hair.
Okay, so there you go. I was but I was always an entrepreneur, like a hustler at heart.
Yes.
And so my cousin, she cooks really well, and she decided that she was going to start doing platters, like selling platters, and she would sell platters to people when they're waiting in my hair salon. And she wasn't driving at the time. This was so long ago. And so I would go and do the deliveries, and I ended up delivering food to a construction site. It was my husband's company they were working, building a house. And that's how we met. But listen, because we like totally hit it off, Rachel. That same day, I never even got back to the salon. And yeah.
I love that. You're
right,
like,
I never got back.
Man.
Yeah. And so he about maybe a few weeks later, I was doing one of my clients here, and she knows him. He was connected to my cousin. That's why I was delivering food there. And so I started asking her about his character, who he is, and all of that. Well, long story short, when we were getting married at the wedding, she was there and she had a speech to make. And she made a speech that at the same time I was asking her about him, he was asking her about me. And we have some, like his godmother is cousins to 6 back in my family. Wow. So it was so crazy at the wedding. People knew each other and we're like, what is going on? So yeah.
Yes. Fun story. That's how my dad, so my mom was vehemently against me marrying Paul 13 days after I met him.
Wow.
And we were eloping. We eloped at the Mall of America Chapel of Love. The 4 parents were invited. 3 were thrilled. And my mother was bawling tears of sadness. I think there's a lot to that, and I don't want to unpack it because I don't want to hurt my mother.
Yeah.
I just want to tell my story. But my dad, I didn't know this till later. Paul called my dad and asked for my hand in marriage.
Oh, wow.
And my dad said, I know your family and your family is good. So yes, Rachel she's dated a lot of douches, but she's never married
anyone. Yeah.
And so Paul got my hand in marriage from my dad, and that's how we knew it was safe. And we got married. We didn't even know each other's birthdays, and we didn't even know where we were going to live. And I did have a 3-year-old already, but I knew he was safe. And I was
the same thing, Rachel. I came from an abusive relationship. I met my husband within 4 months. We were married. We both had a boy and a girl. So now it's 4 together combined. And yeah, and my husband is not from this country. He's from Trinidad,
Uh,
where all my family is from Trinidad. So
okay, now it's really, really
we've just
cool.
been connected from the first time I came in contact with your brand back in 2017.
I had
And I kept,
no clue.
right, and I kept following and following. And then I started seeing what was happening in your life within the last 6 months. And I'm like, oh. So when we decided to do this interview series, I needed a headliner. I needed a big name. And I'm like, there's only
Oh,
one
that's me?
person. That's you. I said I needed a headliner here for so many reasons. And as we continue to talk, it's just, man, God is funny.
Yes, and I will tell you one thing. I deconstructed and reconstructed because I had to relearn God's heart after abuse from church and abuse from leaders in churches. And I'm going to tell you a few things. Sometimes I do swear a little. Sorry, everyone. I don't drink, I don't do hardcore drugs, but we all have coping mechanisms. Some of
Yeah.
us have more healthy coping mechanisms than others.
Yeah.
And one of mine is vaping, which I do not condone. It is not healthy. Kids, it's not cool. It's not fun. But
Disclaimer.
yeah, huge disclaimer. But that being said, my therapist was like, there are so many worse things you could be doing. And she said, I don't care if you vape. So from time to time on this interview, I will vape because some of this is heavy and I need that nicotine hit. It's nicotine, by the way.
Okay.
So just a heads up, it's not weed in case anyone.
Yeah.
But even if it was, that's fine too, because sometimes our coping mechanisms are survival mechanisms to get us through tough seasons that we've been through.
Yeah.
So, and we're talking about a lot of heavy stuff. So
we sure are. You see, this is why I said in the beginning, we're going to talk about TikTok, but this conversation is a lot deeper than that because, you know, I really believe that, like what you said earlier, your business is an outlet. I know for me, when I was going through treatment every day, it was great for me to sit on that laptop and, you know, immerse myself into what I was doing. We're still people. We're running a business, but we're still people who are going through things, you
amen.
know? So, okay, so let's shift a little bit. I want to talk about services, right?
Yes.
Because we know that short form video content is taking over.
It's working.
It's right. But I think that a lot of service providers struggle with using short form video content because there's like misconceptions that I guess it's only for products, or how do you showcase services in short form?
All right, I'm going to go off. You ready?
Yeah.
Can I give a system that is the easiest system in the world? Okay. Hold on. One of my friends and one of my students actually drove 20 hours to come here and clean my office because she knew I wasn't functioning enough to clean my office and I needed help.
Oh,
So she
wow,
came.
that's awesome.
She knew that every item in my office was loaded and that I needed help. So she sat here while I cried on the floor and helped me pick up and organize every item. Okay, this is the simplest way to
Okay.
market your services as a service provider. And then I'm going to teach you a few things because this helps you until you find your voice. Okay, so we have 1 year, right? This is your 1 year content plan. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this is true for YouTube, this is true for podcasts, this is true for posts, this is true for value, but this is especially true for short form video. Okay. Can I give bonuses too, by the way, that have no
Yeah, of course.
required?
Yeah.
I'll give you those later. So
Okay.
I'll make the promises and then you and I can stay on for just a minute and or we'll message and I'll get
Okay.
you bonuses that you can add in the show notes.
All right,
Okay.
no problem. Yep.
Sometimes we break Google, so we might have to do the opt-in ones because
Okay.
we've broken Google many times.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, so you have 12 months, right?
Mm-hmm.
You only need 12 topics. You have one specialty, right?
Yeah.
What's your specialty?
Messaging.
Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to use my business as an example because this is easy.
Okay.
People think my specialty is TikTok, but I am good at many things, right? We all are, but you pick your specialty. So for mine, for the year, it would be TikTok. And there are different ways you can go about this. I could talk about features. I could talk about my deliverables. I could talk about, so for example, growth. That could be one of my deliverables. Growth on TikTok. I could talk about generating leads on TikTok. Those would be my deliverables. I can talk about features, which are hashtags. I could talk about live streams on TikTok. Still all related to TikTok, because this is my hook, by the way. Your
Right.
specialty is just your hook. We're all multidimensional. You could talk about for industries, so TikTok for real estate. You could talk about TikTok for coaches, service providers, or you could just be talking about how to's, but I like to break it down in these different ways. So captions,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna add a few more because this will help with the illustration of it for everybody. Can you guys see it? This
Yeah, we can see it well. Mm-hmm.
beautiful. That's why I picked this clipboard and this marker. Okay, I might talk about ideas for content. I might talk about haters for a whole month because it is a thing.
It's crazy over there.
It's crazy because you have the ability to reach more people than ever, and people have the most anonymity there.
Yeah.
But you also have the most potential to grow there. And then I'm going to share some things that'll blow people's mind because this is so cool. I like to leverage my time, especially as I move into true CEO, or rather owner and business owner, not CEO. I will have only 1 hour per day to dedicate to the business, which means I have to create my content in that time and provide directions and vision to the team. Okay, so
I hope you guys are listening to that.
Yeah, that's loaded. We could probably have a whole nother series on that. How to do the videos.
Okay.
And hooks. Okay, so you can do any combo of this, but those are your 12 topics for the year. Okay, then what you do is you sign up for 1 month of answerthepublic.com, and it's $97 per month, or you have to do it the free way. My dad always said, if you don't have the money, you better have the time. So you get 1 to 2 free searches per day on answerthepublic.com. And so that's per IP address. So if you live in an apartment, you might have to find a different IP address to do it, or just pay for 1 month and you can do all this research for lifetimes in 1 month, and then cancel it after 1 month. Okay. Then what you do is you search TikTok growth. And what Answer the Public does is it compiles for you all of the top most Googled questions about every single topic. And so you enter between 1 and 4 keywords. The better you are at entering keywords, the better results you're going to get. And then you pick your questions, download it as a CSV, and then you compile it all. And then you can shuffle it. So I would do growth. I would do TikTok growth. Right. I would do TikTok leads. I would do TikTok hashtags. I would do TikTok live streams. Okay. TikTok for real estate. And then I would download all those CSVs, and then I would pick between 28 and 31 questions from each of those topics. And you may have to do several searches, and you can do unlimited searches in that month if you pay for 1 month at $97. You do several searches until you get the questions that you need, because this is what Google wants. Right. And TikTok is actually in partnership with Google because TikTok is more SEO friendly than you would think. Now you've got your year's worth of content, but I'm going to share a couple more things. I'm going to riff, and then you can feel free to ask any questions you want. Okay. This right here is how you build your business. You just follow this for 1 year. This is your entire blueprint for 1 year of content. I need to keep this because I'm hosting a 5-hour free intensive for TikTok.
You have to write it over.
I don't want to write it again. I'm tired. My hands are getting tired. Okay. But here's the beautiful thing. So you create on TikTok because that's where the culture is stemming from. Then that is your domino. So you create on TikTok. You use a free app called snaptik.app. You use it on desktop. Do not pay for their paid app. It's trash. Snaptik.app. It will slightly desync the audio. Don't stress about that. Trust me, I reach 5 to 50 million people per month across all social media. Desynced audio is not the biggest of your concerns. Do try to add captions when you can, because it makes your content more accessible to many people, including moms who have babies that are sleeping in their arms. Okay, so always try to add captions in each app when you can. If you can't, don't stress it, but it is very helpful, and also for people for ADA purposes, so that people who can't hear or who are deaf or hard of hearing are able to access your content. Then you repurpose it on IG Reels, because this removes the watermark, so you're good.
Right.
Then you repurpose it on YouTube Shorts. Heads up, if you think YouTube comments are brutal, YouTube Shorts is worse, because they have not,
Really?
it's way worse. So I stay out of my comments there. My team
Yeah.
filters them, but also bad comments are also engagement. So guess what? Y'all haters are paying my bills.
Thank you.
You can also do it on Facebook Reels if you have it available. And
All
all
right.
of this process takes less than 10 minutes. You can get it down to 5 once you get fast, and that's 5 minutes per TikTok. I have VAs who do this for me now.
Okay, thanks for saying that. Mm-hmm.
I did it for free by myself for a long time. And you can use Pinterest idea pins. And there's 2 more, and I'm running out of space.
Mm-hmm.
You can share them on Twitter with a different caption. I use the same caption for IG Reels, a little bit different for YouTube Shorts, same one for Facebook Reels, same hashtags as I do on TikTok.
Okay.
Share them on Twitter. You can also share them on LinkedIn. And then that's about as far as you're going to want to go. So one piece of content created for a service provider now serves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different platforms, and it can perform on all platforms. Now, that being said, the key, okay, we got to do this again because there's more. Are we still good on time?
Oh no, we're good. Yes.
I can go till 2:30.
Katrina already messaged we're good.
Okay, the 3 most important parts of your TikTok or short form video are this: your hook, your value, and then your CTA. And I'm going to make this very simple. I'm going to give you my top performing hooks for you to share with your audience.
Okay, thank you guys.
And there's 2 versions.
Okay.
One, they're all templatized, but I studied thousands of TikToks to identify for service providers and educators what hooks work the best. That's not the same as influencers, because influencers is a whole different ballgame. I am not an intentional influencer. I'm an accidental influencer. I am a business owner and CEO first. So when people say like, you're a terrible influencer, I'm like,
but I'm not an influencer.
Guess what? That's not even a part of my identity.
Right.
However, I am highly influential in business, books, marketing, software, and then people like to ask me questions about other things too. So hook, I'm going to give you guys 2 sets. One set is copy and paste, and then you finish the sentence. And one set is plug and play, meaning you just plug in words. You can explain to your people what vehicle means. Okay. So the vehicle is your mechanism for change.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
The value, I can't tell you what to do here because this is where your expertise comes in, but you're going to want to have 3, 5, 7, or 9 points of value.
Okay.
This is important. Okay. If you want to sell something or offer something, do between 5 and 7 and make point number 3 your offer, but do not ever say link in bio because the platforms flag it. So say, if you want to learn more about that, go to my profile, check my link in my bio and grab it. And people will catch on or find a fancy way to say it in a way that their algorithm doesn't catch up on it. So number 3 is where you sell or make an offer or give value with a lead magnet. Okay. Now, one thing I'm going to share is the hook is the single most important part. If you've done content in the past that's flopped, redo it with a hook. And then I'm going to give you the world's easiest CTA because some of us get hypey with CTAs. And I'm not a hypey person naturally. I just had to learn how to get attention. And attention is important because if you have an important message, you need to study how to get attention. I'm teaching you it right now. So the easiest one in the world, because here's what most people do. They go, and guess what? I put together the best. And then you're like, "Bleh," right?
Yeah.
So just say, ready? Follow for more. World's most important thing. These are more important than the hashtags. These are more important than the caption. I've tested all of the above. And I don't care what any other expert says. Can I share one little vindication story real fast?
Please share it. I have a feeling what you're going to say. Go ahead.
So there's been one expert in TikTok who has been speaking poorly of me for years. He has been very prominent. Do you already know who it is? Don't say his name.
Nope. Nope.
Okay. But he has been just trashing me. And it's all because we got red flags from him and chose to back out a partnership before the contracts were signed.
Wow.
And I'm so glad I did, because his behavior afterwards was scary. But God just kept saying to me, just keep your mouth shut, just do the right thing, just keep showing up, just keep leading. And guess what? He is no longer a business owner. He is an employee of the person I just partnered with. So I am now his boss, and he will never disrespect my name again.
Oh, wow.
God will make your enemies your footstools. So do not stress. Just keep focusing on the positive. Well,
I like that you said that. And what I thought you were going to say, because there's been this one person who continues to say, don't use the CTA, follow for more. But I've been seeing you use it for so long. And, and so I'm glad you brought it up, because sometimes I believe that, this is where people struggle, is who do you listen to?
Do you want to tell me who that person's name is?
I don't remember her. It's a person on TikTok. I don't remember her.
Okay, here's what I'm going to say. I don't take advice on TikTok from anyone who has less results than me. I've generated $620,000 directly from TikTok, and that does not include my TikTok courses. I have generated over 50 or 60,000 leads directly from TikTok. And not only that, but my TikTok sponsorship rates it's no longer 10,000 per TikTok. When I'm sponsored, it's 12,000 to 22,000 per TikTok. I've been sponsored. I have been sponsored by Vistaprint. I have partnered up with American Express and Square. Dean Graciosi is my client. Metricool is my client. I have trained Tony Robbins' social media team. I don't take advice from people who don't get bigger results than me.
And that's it. And that's it. That is what I want everybody to take away from that, because I feel that, everybody teach from their experience, right? Everyone teaches what they're doing. But we got to pay attention to what we're learning, who we're learning from. Because I know I did invest in your course, the TikTok course, and I used the follow for more CTA, and it works for me really well, so
you can add more to it as you get more comfortable. So you can say follow for more authentic messaging. You can say follow for more TikTok advice, follow for more. But follow for more is just easy. And if you don't feel comfortable saying those words, just put it on the screen as text.
That's another thing. Yeah.
I'm going to share one last thing, because I know a lot of people are going to say, but how, Rachel?
Right.
How does it do it? Okay, so here's how it works. And then I feel like I'm TikToked out, because I have to talk about it for 5 hours tomorrow for free.
Yes.
And I'm doing 2 hours of Q&A. So TikTok actually allows you to link 2 platforms to your profile. And those 2 are Instagram and YouTube. So just by growing on TikTok, you can direct people to your YouTube and to your Instagram as well. But there's a bridge which you get unlocked somewhere between 1,000 and 10,000 followers. So grow as fast as you can. Do whatever you have to do to grow as fast as you can, so that you can get that link in bio, because the link in bio is your bridge. And that's where you put not your offers. That's where you put more free value. I don't care what anyone says. Everyone says, don't give stuff away for free. No, give stuff away for free if you want to. Charge if you want to, but give stuff away for free if you want to, but only do it in a leveraged capacity. And then that will lead to your core offers and clients.
Okay. That's the funnel. That's the process.
And there's a lot more to it, but that's the simple version.
That's the simple version. Yeah. This
Yep.
is good. I hope that you guys have found this valuable. If you have questions, definitely leave it below so we can get those
Ooh,
questions.
and
Mhm.
there's one more place. So if
Yeah.
you go to www.pickrachelsbrain.com, that redirects to a type form where I
Okay.
look for questions, and then that's how I create some content.
Listen, Rachel, you're giving all the juice.
Ah! It
You're
saves
giving
me a
all
lot
the
of time.
listen. I hope you got. I always say this to you guys: pay attention, listen to everything, and watch what you see the leaders who you're learning from do. Right? Because
I
Rachel
want to
just. Mm-hmm.
I want to highlight what you just said because there are a
Mm-hmm.
lot of fake leaders who use words like integrity and ethical, and they post a black square for BLM month, but they don't live it. And so watch the
Mm.
fruits of what they do. Listen to what you're saying because this is a good leader right here. This is a good leader right here. And so watch the fruits of their life and then listen to the words that they're saying and watch the intention behind it.
There it is. I'm going to end it because that is where I want you guys. That's the hot one. If you don't take anything else from this interview, take that, right?
Amen.
Lead with authenticity, lead with integrity. I saw a YouTube short this morning. Oh, I don't remember who it was, but they were talking about sometimes when you lead with integrity, Rachel, you could feel like you're losing, you
There
know?
there is some truth to that at
Uh-huh.
times.
Mhm.
Because like for example, we ran out of money. When I say we ran out of money, we still have reserves.
Right.
But like it was getting scary when I took time off for my mental health,
Yeah.
because we were also funding some things I don't want to talk about. I was donating, like a single mom would reach out to me and say, I don't have money for food for my baby. And I'd be like, here's $500. And I was giving, 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 giving. And I ran out. And it was 2 weeks away from us saying which team member do we have to lay off. So I had to quickly act really
Yeah.
quickly. And we generated $37,000 with an ugly pop-up funnel. And
I
tomorrow
saw that one.
and it
I
worked.
think I saw that one.
That one was not even good marketing because it was me-centered marketing.
But it
But
was good. I thought it was good.
well, we'll redo it again in a few weeks and it'll crush it. Because it'll be them focused, the
Right.
consumer,
Right.
the person who needs it
Yeah.
focused. But that being said, we're going to generate hundreds of thousands and there are $1 million checks on the way. And I already know of a couple of them in particular that the details just have to be signed on. But the truth of the matter is, when you lead with integrity, you still have to learn how to sell, get attention, communicate, and sometimes fight to make sure that the profit and bottom line are there. Build your platform, build your business, listen to this gorgeous angel, Nyala.
Yeah.
Listen to her because everything you are sharing is right. Put people before profits, but
Hmm.
sometimes you
There
have
we
to be sure
go.
that
Yeah,
you're
but you have to
there.
use discernment. You're
Amen.
you're the business owner.
Yeah.
So
So we have
yeah,
not laid off anyone. And
that's
in
good.
fact, we're taking our team on a team retreat later this year, and we're going to spoil them with VIP day at Disney, which normally they would not be able to afford, but we are going to just spoil the shooties out of them.
Yeah, yeah. This is good. So thank you. All right. So before you go, is there any, oh no, there was
Yes,
one thing that I wanted to bring up. How dare I? We have a new book coming.
I do.
So tell everybody about the book.
The book is called Unfiltered. It is proven strategies to win by breaking the rules. And the book, this is going to be interesting because at times you still have to filter before you prove yourself. So this is my least unfiltered book before a series of very, very unfiltered books that tell the truth about things like unnumbed, unmedicated, unhinged, untraveled, unlimited.
Ooh,
So there's a whole series coming, and we have publishers fighting, but Hay House gets first dibs as long as they take care of my family financially.
right.
Um, but unfiltered, the cover of the book is me and my mom's stomach and my postpartum mom stomach. It's available for pre-order on Amazon and Barnes and Noble, and the book launches September 20th. But if you support this book, you are supporting a series of books that are going to bring freedom to so many people.
Yeah. And so I'm going to make sure that that information is below in the description. That book is creating so much conversation right now. That book is freeing so many women right now. So I say go pre-order it, right? I've already pre-ordered mine.
Oh,
Go
and
pre-order.
no one knows this yet,
Mm-hmm.
but I actually, so Perry Belcher, who is a dirty, rotten, scallywag in
Mm-hmm.
his persona, he is Uncle Perry to me, and he has protected me in specific situations. I've never paid him a dollar, and he has brought thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, into my business. We are recording together a program called Grow Your Social Media Following. It's going to
Oh,
be hours, and it's going to have worksheets and templates and swipes and trainings. And it's a $9.97 course. A few people will pay full price for it. But
okay.
when you order this book, whether you pre-ordered or you order it the week of launch, but after that, too late. But when you pre-order or order the book by the end of the first week, you get that $9.97 course for free.
I had to silence for a minute. So go ahead, get the book right away. That's so much value right there. I think the book is okay even without the course, right? Just because if you are looking to, start sharing your story, if you want to know what it takes to grow a business while being your authentic self, while showing your flaws, while sharing yourself with your audience, the book will help you and give you the system to do that.
And it
So,
combats a lot of the lies that have been in other books that have made New York Times #1 bestsellers, not dropping names because I don't pull people down.
right.
There have been a lot of lies that have been very damaging, and that book combats a lot of them. But there is a filter because I had to prove to Hay House that I know how to sell books so that I can get the
Right.
right to write whatever I want with whoever
Mhm.
I want.
Yeah. Okay. Rachel, thank you so much for spending this time with us. Guys, if you found this useful, tell Rachel below what was your aha moment, and don't forget to subscribe.